This hour we have two projects that we're presenting, both for LA County Department of Parks and Recreation. And up in my left-hand corner of the list of people, or the people who are joining the show, is Feza Sanigok, who is the liaison for both of these projects. So if they're terrific or if they're terrible, you can give him credit or blame him. Okay, and you can see him nodding. All right, so the first project is the one for which I've been, Phil and I have been the faculty advisors, and we're going to present it somewhat differently from most of the presentations. Usually you have the whole team doing a presentation, they run through a bunch of slides. This time, what we're going to do is have one person, Jungsoo, do the presentation, and it's a game. You know, Feza is a game person, he likes doing games. So he asked us to do a game for Parks and Recreation, and the team created a game, and Jim is going to show it to you. And one of the things about computer games is that you have to explore the game to figure out what's going on. You know, often they're not a lot of instructions to say how to play. You know, you open the thing up and you say, well, what is all this that I'm looking at? And so Jim is going to kind of narrate the process of how a user might go through that. Okay, Jim, are you ready?
Yes, I'm ready.
Okay.
I'm gonna need to share my screen, Dr. Abbott.
Okay, go ahead. Do I have to do anything to enable you to do that?
Can you guys?
Yeah, we can see it.
Okay, great. Good morning, everyone. My name is Veronica Toriz, and today I'm here with my teammates to demonstrate the mobile app enhancement for LA Parks and Recreation. My teammates are Jim, Anshil, Weifeng, and Max. And now I'm gonna let Jim live demonstrate the app.
Hi, my name is Jim. Good morning, everyone. And I'm excited here to explore our game together. So as you can see on the screen right now, I just opened up my game. There's a lot of stuff going on right here. It looks like a map and with my current location on it. There's some images at the bottom, some icons on the right-hand side. Also, as well at the top corner, is something looks like a dinosaur and also with hot and water. So it's kind of confusing, but let's walk it through and see what we got in this game. So first, I'm kind of interested in a dinosaur. So what does it do? So maybe let's try to click on that. Oh, it's telling me to select a pet. So I'm guessing I'm gonna have a pet during my walk in the park. So let's try to pick the elephant, see if it does change. Okay, so now I got an elephant with me in the park. Pretty good. But right next to it is there's some hot and water, and it comes up with a warning. It says your pet's health and water is low, so please use the item from backpacks. According to my gaming experience, I'm guessing it's assuming that the pet is kind of sick and it needs more water. So we need to find a way to make him hydrated and be more healthy. How do we do that? It looks like there's a popping icon on the right corner. So maybe let's try to click on that popping icons. It looks like there's a step counter. Looks like a 67 step, and there's a backpack. Maybe let's try to click on that. We find out. Okay, so it says this is your item, and use them to restore your pet's health bar. So I think I'm guessing it right. There's a water, there's some flu, and there's some bandage right there as well. And there's some number right next to it. I'm assuming those indicate the amount that I have. So I have 0 water right now. I have 0 fluid, but I have 20 bandage. Let's try to use the bandage. Okay, as soon as I click on that, my pet's health is increasing. So now my pet has 3 heart. However, my pet is still kind of thirsty. So I need to find some water for my elephant, right? Why not? So let's see how we gonna do this. So there's some question mark nearby. Maybe those will help me to find the water for my elephant. Let's try to click on that one right there. St. Gabriel River. Oh, it pops up an alert. It says that I need to be closer. I need to be closer to the question mark to get activate. So I guess I have to physically walk there to get it activated, otherwise it's too far away. But fortunately, I have another one that right next to me. Why not just click on that? Okay, so as soon as I click on that, it's popping me a quiz. So I'm guessing if I finish the quiz, I might get a water for my elephant, or I might get something else. Let's see. So let's choose the habitat. And let's click on yes. And here comes up the questions. Does a fire destroy the bird's habitat? I'm guessing that should be a yes. Let's just click on yes. Okay, it looks like I got my answer correctly. So let's get my reward, see if I could get some water. Oh, here we go. It comes up with the water. So now my water comes up to 1. Surprisingly, okay, let's just click on the water. Make sure my pet is hydrated. Oh, now my pet is hydrated. But as you can see, actually I will see the heart is gone. So I'm assuming that as time goes on, that my pet will be getting a little bit sick, and I need to make sure that he's always hydrated and always not being hungry, and make sure he's always healthy. And to do that, I think I need to check all this question mark right here. So which means I need to walk in the park and enjoy nature, and then also getting items for my pets. Okay, let's click on the tree again, see if I get something else. Oh, so now it's telling me to do some exercise, do some squatting. Okay, so I click on set initial height, and let's see if it does anything. Let's do some squatting at this time, see if it does change. Okay, so now it's increasing to 1 and 2 and 3 by physically doing squatting. Okay, so I finally make it to 5 squat. It's pretty tired, but I got a flu. Why not? So I strengthen my body. I get some reward as well, and I might want to use that right away since my pet is not healthy at all. So let's click on that flu right there. And now my pet has 2 hot and 2 water droplet. So which means my pet is kind of okay right now, but still we gonna need more items for my pet, right? So let's try to click the tree again, see if we have more activities. Oh no, it says danger. So there's a lion right here, a predator. And it looks like I need to run away from that. And here comes another one, tap on the hidden animal. So I'm guessing I need to find a hidden animal, and there's an eyes right there. Why don't we just click on that? Okay, so as soon as I find a hidden animal, I'm able to get my reward again. So this time it's a flute. So I might want to just use that as soon as I can. Okay, so I'm guessing as time consuming, my pet is getting a little bit less water, so I need to get that and kind of replace it. Okay, as you can see on the right hand, there's a step counter. It looks like I already walked 102 steps already. That's surprising. That means while I enjoy this nature and all these amazing creatures or whatever, my step is just increasing. I might surprise, oh, I might walk 1,000 steps. Who knows? I'm just surprising. And it's good to know that how many steps I walk. Okay, and the bottom right there, you can see some images right here. It's some says Sanigok River Trail, Natural Museum, trees, and all this, and it looks like it's called point of interest. So I'm guessing, and it looks like the images that is around the park. So I'm guessing it might be do something. Let's click on it. So as I click on the Natural Museum, this pad comes up, and also the information of the museum it comes up. So it tells me all this. And it looks like there's a voice on it as well. So some kind of voice is explaining to me about all this information about this specific location. That's interesting. So yeah, and here concludes our game. And now I'll pass it back to Veronica.
Yeah, that's the functionality of our application. And now just let me take this opportunity to thank our customer liaison, Mr. Feza Sanigok, to our senior design advisors, Dr. Ross Abbott and Dr. Sue Lim, and to Los Angeles Parks and Recreation Department for making this project possible. Thank you.
Okay, very good. So, all right. So, as you can tell, this was a simulation, obviously, and the game is intended to work when you're actually at one of the parks, and this was Whittier Narrows, I believe. And so, when you're at the park, it knows where you are, and it knows whether you're close to those question marks or not, which is why it popped up. You're not close enough. And you actually walk around in the park and it follows you. And one other thing you probably didn't get a good sense of is that when Jim clicked on one of the images and some information popped up, that the information is actually read to you. So the system reads that to you. It's not something you have to read, so you can just listen to it. So I guess that's about it. Feza, do you want to say anything about this?
I just wanted to thank the team and you, Dr. Abbott, and everybody else who participated on this project, that this is a great pilot for us to learn from and test, and hopefully we'll be able to not only add more interesting points into any park we have this game for, but also multiply it across many parks we have, and hopefully have the children go around, exercise, and learn about the nature. So we're very excited, and thank tremendously to the team and you guys.
Okay, and thank you for your help, guidance, and advice. You really insisted on making this a game, and our team wasn't quite sure that you know what you wanted, but I think we finally figured it out. So there's one more presentation that is also a Parks and Recreation presentation, and Keenan Nauer is the primary faculty advisor for that. So, Keenan, do you want to talk about that?
Sure. So the group was tasked with writing a application to help fill out the, one aspect was to fill out the registration form that the Parks and Recreation Department has for when somebody wants to register to host an event. And so what we were given was the original 14-page PDF form, which, you know, to most people looked very intimidating. I was very intimidated by that. I remember looking at that for the first time. And so what my group did is, part of the project was breaking that up and making sure that the form is a little bit more manageable, that someone was able to start the form and then maybe save their progress and come back to it. The future goal, I assume, is to put in some workflow, so that, because the form has to be sent to several different departments and have to get permits and things. So that was one aspect of the project. And then the other aspect was making sort of a back-end admin interface to showcase off some of the parks, to add amenities to the parks, so people can get on and look at, you know, I want to get an idea of what park I want to host an event at, so they can see pictures of the park, they can see what resources are available. You know, does the park have some sort of a stage, or does the park have barbecue, or does the park have this, that, or the other thing? So that was the other part of their project.
All right, so then I'll share screens and we can get this underway. So everyone can see my screen, right?
Yep.
Very cool. All right, Francis, ready whenever you are.
Yeah. Hello, my name is Francis Nguyen. Here with me are my teammates Ryan Peralta, Jose Garcia, Jonathan Wang, and Tony Arellano. For the past year, we have been working with the LA County Parks and Recreation Department to develop S.E.R.F, the special event registration and FAQ web application. For this project, our county liaisons are Feza Sanigok, Quetzal Arellano, Andrew Charlton, Alan Zabaro, and our academic advisor is Keenan Nauer. Now let's move on to the goals of the project. The main goals for S.E.R.F was 1, to create a fluid experience for event coordinators to find and reserve a park in the LA County for them to host their event at. 2, to help those users easily find information about the parks that best suit their interests. And third, to create a user interface so that the functions mentioned before are on the Parks and Recs website. Ultimately, we wanted the process of registering an event to be seamless as possible, and as a result, encourage more event coordinators to hold their events at any of the parks in LA County. With these goals in mind, let's move on to our objectives. For the FAQ page and the facility finder, we wanted to implement a search bar that will help users on the website to filter out the Parks and Recs FAQs. This system will help users filter out the FAQs that are most related to their questions or concerns. We also wanted to create a feature that will filter the parks by the type of event that a user wanted to host at. And we also wanted to develop a better admin experience to update the FAQs and to update the information of the parks in the LA County for future purposes. On the special event registration form, we wanted to compress the 14-page PDF into an online web form that will also be able to dynamically fill out the form and update itself with the necessary questions relating to the users, events, and the user's recent input on the form. Now, with that in mind, let's move on to the resources and technology that we needed to use to achieve these goals. To create these functions, we used C#, which is the programming language that the S.E.R.F web application is written in, .NET Core, which is Microsoft's framework for the web development with MVC capabilities, Visual Studio, the IDE/application that we use to write our code in, and the Google Map API, which helped us with providing us geo functionality to the S.E.R.F application. Now, Ryan will go more in depth about the FAQ side of S.E.R.F.
So I'm going to be talking about the FAQ and facility finder. So the main things that we wanted to focus on to work on this semester for this semester was to increase park information on the parks page. We also wanted to separate functionality of our FAQ and facility finder. As you see, the image to the left shows a version that we had last semester, but the FAQ is below the facility finder. So right now we just wanted to separate it to make it a little less confusing to look at. We also wanted to match the existing style that's on the live servers. And like Francis said, we wanted to implement an admin control, which can allow staff to update FAQ and the facilities. And we also wanted to include an upgraded amenities list. So here's the FAQ. If you click on one of the blue boxes, it'll show the answer to its corresponding questions. And we also have a search bar at the top. If you type a keyword or phrase and click search, you will be only shown the questions that have that word or phrase shown in it. So it just makes it easier for users to find the information they're looking for without having to go through and read every question. So here's a facility finder. We grouped all past events into 5 main categories. So if you would click on one of the 5 categories, you would be basically shown all the facilities that previously held that type of event or are capable of holding that type of event. And we also have a drop-down menu that shows all the past events so that users can have like an idea of what's capable to be held at our facilities. Here's the park page. If you would click on the image from the facility finder page, you would be brought to this page. And at first, you will see a carousel of images, which will allow the user to have like a more holistic view of the park, see what actually they can be working with. We also have special event amenities list, and at the bottom we have a table that shows upcoming events. So now I'm going to be showing you a demo for the FAQ and facility finder. So here's the FAQ. Like I said earlier, if you would click on one of the blue boxes with the questions, it will show its corresponding answer. And if you would click on another question, the previous one would close and the new one would open. So if we would type permit in the search bar and click enter, we would only see questions that have the word permit in the question. And also, if there's a hyperlink or anything in the answer key, it's fully functioning. So if you would click it, it will take you to a new web page to show you the information. And if you would click the search bar with nothing in the bar, it will show you all the questions. So here's the park locator facility finder. The 5 main subgroups of events we created were celebrations, group picnics, private rental, special events, and sports events. So let's click on sports events. And as you can see here, all the facilities that are capable of holding sports events. So if you click on one of these images, it'll take you to park page. And as you can see for the dropdown, if you hover it, you can see all the past event types, like carnival, circus, fairs. So now we'll click one of those and it's the same functionality. It'll show you all the parks that are capable of holding that type of event. And let's click on one of these images and it'll take us to our park page. So like I said, first, here's the carousel images. If you click the left and right arrow keys, you'll go in that corresponding direction in the gallery. And if you also click on the little buttons at the bottom, you can jump around. Then we have some information. We have the address of the facility and we also have phone number and email. Since these are going to be different than the regular contact information for the parks, we want to include it for the users as well. Then we have a special event amenities list so the user can get a better understanding of what's possible to be done at this facility. Then we have the Google Maps API. You can look around through Google, and if you drag the little yellow person, you can see the park in Google Street View. And below the Google Map API, we have a table that shows all the registered events. It's basically to give users more knowledge about what's actually available to them for dates. Now I'm gonna give it to Jose and he's gonna talk about the admin control.
So for the admin, we made it very user-friendly. So anything regarding to parks, you could edit and manage in the parks button. If you want to update anything regarding to FAQ questions, you could do that. If you want to add an amenity, delete an amenity, or update an amenity, we could do that as well. So now I'm going to show you what happens when you click on the button. So when you click on the FAQ button, it takes you to this page. So this is the FAQ where you can actually manage everything. As you can see, you could see all the questions that are in the database itself. You could also see all the questions that are active only on the website by clicking the active. You could see all the questions that have been flagged by the administration by clicking flag. And you could also add an entire question to the website. So now we're going to show you a live demo of adding a park to the actual website. So we start off here in the park locator, click carnivals, just to show you that we have 4 parks that could currently host carnivals. So to add a park, we go to administration, we're going to go to parks, and in parks, you could also add a park, or you could edit and delete. But for now, we're just going to add a new park. So we click add new park. And right now, I just currently pre-filled out a bunch of the information because I don't want to sit here typing everything out. So if you try to add a park without a valid field filled out, it'll tell you that you have to fill this field out. So we have to put a park ID and just select the park thumbnail. So we're just going to select this nice picture of Hawaii for the Elysian Park. We're going to click add park. So now currently it takes you to the add amenities. We have to add amenities to the park. So we're just going to select amphitheater and we're going to select some hiking. So horse trail and hiking trail. Add these amenities to the park. Now we have to add the images. These are the images that are inside the park and you will see later on. So we're just going to select a few. Take out this one. And no Jurassic Park, let's go. So adding 4 images to the park. We add those 4 images and now we have to add the park events. If you remember the beginning, we only want carnivals. So we're just gonna select carnivals, add that event. So it tells us that the website was actually added to the park was added to the website. So now we go back, select carnivals. There it is, our park, Elysian Park with the Hawaiian thumbnail is under carnival. So once you click to the park, everything is functional. The images, the carousel, these are the 4 images that we added to the park. The park address, the park phone number is there, the 3 amenities that we added, amphitheater, horse trail, hiking trail, and the Google Maps shows. Notice that we didn't have to put any coordinates in order for the program to find the park itself. It found Elysian Park without it. So now we're actually just gonna delete Elysian Park because we don't want it on the website. So it tells us that it sends us to this confirmation page. Are you sure you want to delete Elysian Park? Yes, we delete it. So it tells us it has been deleted. Now we could go back to the park locator, carnivals, and once again we are left with only 4 websites. So this really shows you the power of the administration. You could really do anything from here. And I'm gonna pass it on to Jonathan, who's gonna talk about the registration form.
Jonathan, are you here?
You're muted.
Yeah, you might be muted.
The 14-page form was originally really intimidating and long, very long to fill out. So previously we had the 14-page form into one long page form based on collapsibles and expandables. So it was mainly to create a better user experience. Also in the previous plan, we were to have a progress bar to track the users fill out portion of the form. And so, yeah, each tab is to separate the form into 4 sections. So currently what we did was divide the 14-page fill out form. Instead of one entire page based on collapsibles and expandables, we decided to change it into 4 different page fill outs. And so now the progress bar isn't just based on each page where you finished or not, but also based on each portion that you fill out. So the progress bar will be updated based on every single information that you fill out. So when you fill out a special registration form, there is a login page, and so the login page, whether you're going to assign a new form or not, it'll return whether the ID or password does not match. So when a wrong ID or password is entered, then the form will stay in the same view. So as I said, the login screen returns to the same page if the ID or password is incorrect. And if it is correct, then the user will be returned to the form where they have previously filled out some portion of it. So now our form is not just based on 4 different sections, but also based on what the event will include, such as will there be alcohol, will there be music, or will there be other activities. And so whether you have those activities or events, then the page or the form will be expanded to a longer size or a shorter size. So while you're filling out the form, there will be little input helpers, such as you can put in the state as 2 capital letters rather than the whole entire name, or the zip code as 5 digits. And also it is for the validation. And then upon completion, there's 2 buttons. One is to save and exit. So if you're not entirely finished, you can come back later. And the other button is the submit button. And so once the progress bar reaches 100%, then the submit button will be available to be able to be clicked on. And so what happens when you save and exit, your form is saved, and your application ID and password is passed on to you for you to come back and finish it later. And when you are submitting the form, your application ID is also given to you. But basically in the database or in the system, the LA Parks and Recreations will be notified as your form is completed. And so our original printout style was to have all 5 forms printed out. And so it would be one long printout. And so currently what we have is we just print out each form or each section. So like say, if you only want the applicant's information such as address or email, then you can just print out that section rather than the whole thing. And so now I'm going to pass it on to Tony for the conclusion of the project, and also the future goals.
Thank you. So we spent 1 year working together with our advisor and our liaison to achieve one goal. That goal to ultimately facilitate and improve both user and staff experience to make it easier for everyone. We wanted users of the website to find information easier and be able to navigate the website easier as well. We wanted more people to register for special events, and we aim to achieve this goal by splitting the project into 2 groups. The first group being Parks and FAQ. They can, now with our project, we can now manage Parks and FAQs at the click of a button. By manage, I mean that we can now add, edit, or delete a park or a FAQ from a new database. We can now easily add an image or amenity to an existing or new park. And we can also flag a question that will allow staff to choose whether or not they want to show a question. As Ryan and Jose mentioned, the FAQ now has search capability and a gallery for images. The other group was working on special events forms, so we also wanted to improve user experience by simplifying the length of the form. It was 14 pages and now it's all online. We have categories to help the user hide a section at a time and not feel so overwhelmed. Let's move on to the next slide. So what we achieved from this experience and opportunity was a web application that allows a user to navigate the website easier. Our end goal was to allow users to see which park they wanted to go to and to see which features the park has, ultimately motivating users to register for an event. We achieved a sense of teamwork and accomplishment, hopefully appealing to the liaison's request. Any future plans include the following: to further reduce the length of the form based on the user input, basically to make it more dynamic. If a user chooses a wedding, the form should change accordingly. We would also want to add an administration page like we did for the FAQ and the parks for the registration form. And we would also want a backend for viewing information from each application by ID number. Lastly, we would want to thank our liaison, advisor, and school for this opportunity. It's been a pleasure for all of us working together with all of you. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. So, these presentations are scheduled for a full hour, and even though we had 2 of them, we still have plenty of time left. I would like to give the teams an opportunity just to say hello. So can we have the 2 team leaders one at a time go through and introduce your teams? And when you're introduced, would you mind turning on your video and actually waving to the audience or something like that? So Veronica, do you want to start?
Okay.
Turn on your video.
So I have to introduce my team.
Can you turn on your video so we can see you?
How? Oh my gosh.
Or are you in your pajamas?
Kind of.
Aha, okay.
Hi everyone, good morning. So my name is Veronica. We don't like videos, but now I'm going to introduce my teammates. I'm gonna start with Jim. Jim.
Hi everyone, I'm Jim.
Can you show your video?
He has no video.
Oh, okay. And so Jim is the one that did the demonstration for the application. And now I'm gonna call Anshil. Anshil, where are you? And the next one is gonna be Max. And Weifeng.
Hello.
Hey, I can see you. I didn't see Max. Okay, so these are my teammates. So we worked for this whole past year. It was great, challenging at the beginning, but I think after a while we got it together, and it was a great experience. Actually, I think all of these mobile application was new to most of us, so it was a very it was a lot of learning, definitely new technology, but we had a good I had a good team. So I have good guys. They were always willing to, you know, to learn something, to do something. And so we were able to accomplish this. I don't think we could have done it without Dr. Abbott's guidance and Mr. Feza, because at the beginning we were just like trying to come up with something, but we were not going in the right direction because we were not. One of the things I think is the most important, was the most important was listening. And I think at the beginning probably we were not really listening what our liaison really wanted. And I think once we learned to better communicate on our part, we were able to adjust to what he wanted. And yeah, if I have to say what was the biggest thing for me in this was communication. I think learning to communicate, learning to better communicate, to listen is one of the biggest things for me. I think for us, learning a new technology is not very difficult. It's something we can just put some hours. But I think communication was key. At least on my personal experience, I think communication was the biggest thing, learning to better communicate. But I'll have my teammates, probably they want to share their experience.
Oh, okay. So thank you. And I want to say that this was really a very good team. And Veronica was a terrific leader. I think one of the best team leaders that I've ever seen. So I expect you to be the head of Google sometime or something like that. Because you are very good.
You're very nice. You're very nice.
Okay, so the rest of the team also were very good team members, and they all did a lot of work and they worked hard. And so I congratulate you all. Thank you. And so Ryan, are you the lead of the other team?
Yeah, I'm the lead. Here, let me turn my webcam on. Can you guys see me?
Yeah, you wanna introduce your team?
Yeah.
Say something and introduce your team.
Okay, so we worked on the FAQ and parks like we previously said, and like at first it was a little difficult because we haven't really worked on a project of this scale before, but I guess that's the whole point of the senior design project, right? And throughout the year we got more used to it. Now we have a better sense of what actually like how work is done pretty much in actual like the real world, like when it comes to computer science projects. So I just want to start off with myself. Hello. And Jose, we worked on the FAQ and admin. So now Jose, are you there?
Yes.
Hi. So yeah, Jose took on most of the admin and I took on the FAQ and parts locator. So we learned a lot working together, and also troubles with GitHub, you know, all that good stuff. But yeah, we had a good team. And then so now we'll go on to Jonathan. Jonathan, you here?
Yeah.
Hi, Jonathan. Yeah, Jonathan was the lead for the registration form, and he, Tony, and Francis worked on that. So without Jonathan's guidance, we would be a lot worse off. So thanks, Jonathan. And Francis, are you there? Francis, question mark.
I'm here. Hello.
Hi, Francis. Yeah, so Francis helped with the form, and then also helped a little bit with FAQ. So thanks for everything. And Tony, are you there?
Yeah.
Yeah, Tony also helped with the, like Francis was like, worked on both aspects of the project. So thanks again. Without this team, we would have been far worse off. Everyone did a lot of work and everyone tried their hardest, and it made it to the point where we were able to finish with a good product. So thanks everybody. And if you want to say something, here's your time to.
No, I think it was good.
Yeah.
Okay.
Happy to be done. Huh?
There
Thank
was
you.
a lot of learning. That was it.
Yeah. All right. Thanks, guys.
I just wanted to add for this team in particular, obviously, I really enjoyed working with both teams, and the projects were completely different and unique. But I just have to say that the importance of projects are, again, very unique. This particular project with this team, I believe, is going to really help tremendously in giving tools both to customers, but also to our staff to collect information, share information, save a lot of time for transactions, and really allow a lot of people to apply much easily and create more events for us. So that the game has its own benefits and the value from a consumer engagement perspective. This one also is extremely helpful. And I think especially with this team, we did everything with the idea of us internally when we take over the app, the project, that we can actually constantly change it dynamically because the information changes all the time. And I think they've done a tremendous job in the admin part, that we can really, anybody with very little training can actually edit and delete things or add things. That to me is probably one of the most luxurious thing that I've ever gotten in this type of a project. The ability, it's almost like a turnkey service on demand type of app that is really professional looking, very robust. So I just have to say thank you to also Ken for the guidance, and just everybody in the team, including Ryan and Jose and Jonathan, but just tremendous work. That again, I don't favor projects, but both projects are very good. This is really good for various reasons. Thank you.
Yeah, thanks for that. And also, like you said, without basically your help and communication with you and Keenan, that we were able to basically like iron out what exactly we wanted, so there wasn't that much confusion. The project wouldn't be where it's at today. So thanks.
Okay, everyone, thank you very much. And thank you for your presentations. And I got to say that one of the nice things about working with Parks and Recreation, and this is, I think, the third year that I've done it, is that parks make life better. Isn't that your motto? And you always have such pretty pictures. So, you know, it's really nice. So thank you very much. I guess that's it for this, this segment. And you guys can all come back and watch some of the other presentations.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Have a good day.